So we're still in Wigan. Up with the pies! I don't even know what it means. I thought it was like some banter for footy pie eater, but apparently it's not. It's rugby, innit, guys? So can you tell I'm not a rugby man? Right, love. No, thanks. Okay. Too bad. Just having a stroll, you know. What's your job?
Pardon?
What do you do?
What does it look like I do?
You're not a cop, are you?
No, I'm security.
Oh yeah. You don't look like a security guard. I'm a private investigator.
That's what you're doing in this building. Are you using any services?
Yeah, just because it's a public building. I want to have a walk in, see what it looks like. You know. Might even do a bit of private investigating while I'm here. Always worth a go, isn't it?
Pardon?
It's always worth a go.
Depends what you're investigating, doesn't it?
Oh, well, that's private.
So do you need any help then? Ken?
No. That'd give the game away, wouldn't it? So how's Wigan Council treat you?
Pardon?
How did they treat
I'm
you?
not talking to you.
You're not talking to me? Why?
Because I'm not talking to
what
you.
you wanna-
It's personal information that you're asking me and I'm not speaking to you about it.
What, how council treats you?
Private investigator.
Okay.
I didn't say I was in my working capacity. I'm just asking.
I don't know what you're asking me personal questions on.
I said, how is the
Wigan
Wigan Council for you? Is it okay?
It's nothing to do with you.
You can't answer me that.
Excuse me, sorry. Can I ask what the purpose of your visit is?
I just have a walk in and have a wander, you know.
Okay, you're not displaying any relevant signage to say that you're recording people?
Once did I say I was recording people?
Are you recording?
Did I say I was?
Are you recording?
And is it illegal?
Yes.
Illegal?
Yeah. So
Look up public photography, mate. I don't think so.
that's not public photography, is it?
It is. It's my photography.
Okay. For what purpose? Because obviously our members of staff can ask not to be photographed.
Yeah, all I need to do is walk away. I was only going to be in 2 minutes.
This lady obviously
You
is
shouldn't
in
be displaying
post.
signage.
No, I shouldn't.
You're walking around with a body cam, yes, you should.
I am not in a private capacity. I'm a public person. I'm making a meal out of nothing.
Well, we're just trying to establish what you...
She asked me what I do for a living. I told her, right?
Okay.
I didn't say.
What was your intentions of coming into this building?
Did you not ask me what I do for a living?
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I did not.
I told you I was a private investigator.
No, you did not.
Did you not?
No.
Oh. Might be dementia kicking in on my behalf there, but I'm sure you did.
Right, so I'm going to ask you to leave now.
For what reason?
Because I think the purpose of you visiting us in this building, you're coming across quite intimidating, asking me...
Intimidating? Do you think I'm intimidating, really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously coming on the back of...
On what basis, Louis?
One of our-
Honestly.
Because you're asking me personal questions that I'm not...
All I
prepared
asked
to
you one
answer.
question
Your
was-
intentions to come into this building
Yeah?
are unforeseen. You're not giving me
Unforeseen?
anything. I've asked if you
So can
require
members of
any
the public
help.
not come in here?
You can if you're using the library or anything else like
Yeah,
that.
I want to use the library. Where is it?
Okay. It's downstairs, but can I ask why you're wearing a body cam?
This body cam is worn in case I ever come into a dilemma with people. Like, you know, because sometimes you get violent people out there. Yeah, you get
That's
people...
what the police are for.
Pardon?
That's what the police
And
are
that's
for.
why we have the public surveillance cameras.
Yes, but do you not know the police lie? Is that a surprise to you? Police
No,
act.
it's not a surprise at all, but...
So therefore, what I'm saying is the best form of making a recollection of everything is your cameras.
And what was the purpose of the drone?
What drone?
Were you not flying a drone beforehand?
How would you know that?
Was you not flying a drone beforehand?
Right, sir, can I ask who you are, please?
My name's Keith Hargreaves.
And are you a worker of the council?
I'm in charge of Wigan Council CCTV.
Okay, right. So yeah, I was flying the drone before. I can talk to you about that. Yeah.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the purpose of that?
Well, I don't really need to say because
No, absolutely. I mean, is it licensed?
Pardon?
Is it licensed?
I don't even need to say that either.
Okay, so we can ascertain as to whether it's licensed, and then if we do need to contact the authorities, they will then ask you that question.
You don't have that power, though, buddy.
Well, if we believe there's a threat to public, because you're flying a drone in the town centre in public space without a licence.
But if it was licensed, it would be okay, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily.
Not
Because
necessarily,
then you
depending
sort
on.
of have relevant sort of like authorisation.
No, you don't need authorisation on certain drones.
Certain drones.
Under 250 gram.
Correct. And is yours under 250
It is,
grams?
yeah. It is, yeah.
Okay. But is it licensed?
Like I say, because I'm not coming here to fly a drone, I'm inside a building.
Exactly. But
So basically, I've answered a few questions to a couple of jobs that's down there, right? They didn't have powers, yeah?
sorry, they didn't have powers.
Powers to ask me the questions they did because I didn't realise who they were. There was PCSOs.
Well,
They weren't proper coppers,
they're
right?
not proper coppers, but on behalf of Greater Manchester Police, they represent them.
They represent them, but what I could have just turned around and said, if I realised there was
But at the
PCSOs.
end of the day, if they don't have that respect,
No, because I look at it like this, buddy. If I'm flying a drone legally and lawful up there, right, yeah, and I've not give you any concerns to.
well, you've obviously caused some concerns by not
But
answering
what?
questions.
So is this what world we're living in? Like you have to answer questions to anybody who asks. We're going into.
Unfortunately, I mean, come on, let's go outside and have a chat.
Okay.
Should we get on that there? Get Andy a chat.
Andy? Who's Andy?
Oh no, it's my boss. It's alright. Because they've asked me to come out and sort of like have a chat with you and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you know, obviously in this day and age, you know, counter-terrorism or anything else like that, how do we know that potentially, you know, are you recording at the moment or anything else?
I'm recording at the moment, yeah.
But you've not displayed
I don't
that.
need to, buddy.
But you do.
I don't. No,
You
I don't,
do.
buddy. No, I don't. Because wherever there's public access, right, you have the right to film and take
Our
photography.
security
Okay.
officers carry the relevant signage.
Yeah, do you know why? Because they're under GDPR. They're part of.
So, like I say, from my perspective, I can ask to see that footage because you're now recording me.
Well, you can ask, but I could decline.
You could, but I could also ask for it to be deleted because I haven't given my consent for you to.
You
film
couldn't ask for it to be deleted. You approached me. You wasn't going to be the essence of my filming. You actually have come into it on your own accord.
I have because there was a concern.
So you, the CCTV manager of Wigan, have tracked me down after me walking 5-7 minutes from leaving
There was a concern because you wouldn't respond to the PCSO's questions.
Yeah, and I'm actually speaking more than I have to with you, really.
Okay.
I'm just you see what I'm hoping to do. If anybody else came here and wanted to wander around here and not be asked and approached, you know, see that lady there. I've got my own personal opinion about it now, but I don't want to make it personal. But end of the day, she set off on the right foot. Do you need any help? But it's like, then why keep coming to me? You know, why can a member of public, right, not come in here? Because I weren't picking up a camera or anything like this, doing
No,
this.
but you're displaying one.
But that wasn't the reason why she came to
No,
me.
it's not
That weren't the reason she
Well,
came
no,
to me.
Because obviously because of the concerns, this being a council building and so on.
Yeah.
Obviously your intentions because you know we're all interlinked for the safety of the general public.
Yeah.
And that's what our main concern is.
Well, until the councils around the country get used to people getting back to normal again, like pre-2000 9/11 tactics, right? Because the problem is, see, there's a lot of members of public around this country who believe that the system, the government, the police, the authorities are using these terrorist attacks and in a way to get more control on the people. And we've seen that in like Muslim communities where Muslims have been like targeted because everybody's pointing a finger that they're all terrorists, where that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
But this is because of media. You know, people propaganda that, oh, we're under attack, oh, terrorists, this, that and the other. My drone up there, buddy, can do no harm to
But we don't know the nature of your visit and why you're flying a drone.
Well, let's just say on the premise, like I told this lady before, say for instance,
You know,
I was
somebody that was coming to the town centre environment that was wishing to do a survey or anything else like that,
Yeah.
could go through the relevant channels and say,
but what if I was a private investigator, like I told the lady?
You can't walk into a public building though with a body cam on.
Pardon?
You can't walk into a public building.
Wherever there's public access, I can do anything that's unlawful unless you put the signs up. So on here, you have no signs to say there's no public photography.
Because we don't get people coming in.
So I can't take a picture in that building, is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
No pictures in the building. See what she's just summed up everything I just said to you in regards to, because
because there's a duty of care to the other members of the public. So why would you want to take pictures of other people?
so yeah, but end of the day, everything I can see with my eyes, right?
So let children come in there as well.
Oh, so you want to play the children card
No,
now?
I'm not
No.
playing
Did they
that
come in
card.
naked? Did
I'm
they?
not playing that card, but
Did they
I've
come
got
in
a duty
naked?
of welfare.
Huh?
I've got a
But did they
welfare.
come in naked, like?
No, we didn't say that.
Oh, come on, no,
It's just a
but it's something that
I've got
gets
a duty of
used.
care to everybody in that building.
Pardon?
I've got a duty of care to everybody.
What?
in
And do you
that
think
building.
I'm bothered about people? I weren't even bothered about people. You seen I come in, I didn't go up to anybody in particular. I went right over to that balustrade. I looked around. I want to have a look around the building. That's it. I've got a right to do so. I'm a member of the public. I pay high taxes, so therefore.
Oh, absolutely. But you understand from our point of view, we have a duty to care about the other members of the public.
But if we're in a liberal society, it should take care of itself, and people should call out stuff when they really see a threat. And a threat these days is, like this lady just said,
Like you say,
a child.
Not necessarily. I mean, but it's just,
Huh?
you know,
So that-
Why are you
I mean,
using the child instance
no,
then?
we're just saying there's members of the public that come into this building, there's children, you know, all demographics and stuff like that. But we're just asking the intent of your visit and why you wouldn't want to record a public space. You know, we could basically look at it from a perspective that, okay, are you reconnaissing, doing any reconnaissance or anything else like that?
Yeah, but come on, mate. If you're the CCTV bloke, right? I'm barefaced. I'm walking. I drove here as well. Bear in mind, right?
Right, you know,
And
no idea how you got here, but
well, I drove here under cameras. I parked here. Actually, paying and displaying a Wigan Council car park. I'm coming barefaced, like I say, and I'm not in a rush to get out of here.
no,
That must say that.
we're just having a general conversation.
No,
with you.
I know. So
you know.
why can people not make their minds up about what they see in people rather than just go up to them and just open a can of beans for nothing? What?
Or our officers just sort of like pose those questions to you when you enter the building, asking you, you know, could she help or could you assist?
Well, what would make it much easier, right, is because I've started to obey some signs as we go on, although I don't believe them. If you don't, because a video is an extension of a photo, isn't it? It's like 60 frames per second, 30 frames per second. That's all a video is.
Yeah.
Each second is a frame, a photo, right? So if there's no photography allowed in these buildings, you want to put it up.
No, absolutely. And if you know, if photography,
Because her
is
word,
required,
I won't trust her as far as I can throw her.
well,
Seriously. And that's no disrespect, lady. Because I could come in tomorrow, there could be another person on and be totally fine with me. I get that around the country as well. I get some security people who go to one extreme and I'll get to another and they'll go, I know what you're about, buddy. Don't you worry. Because do you know why? They'll surveil from an humble position. Yeah? They know what I'm doing. They don't need...
But we've surveyed you from a humble position, coming through the town centre, flying your drone.
Yeah, and it's packed away in my bag, right?
It is, quite right.
And I can get the same footage from Google Earth. Yeah?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, what is the problem?
No, we're just trying to ascertain what the purpose of your visit is.
And what your intention is.
Well, I don't need to give that. If everybody had to give an account, what a world! This is the world you want to live in, really.
But what we're trying to say is, look, we've got a duty of care.
Have you ever been to Jordan, Libya?
Yeah.
Have you drove down the streets in a taxi? The kids, they want to be in the shot. Everybody, camera.
But
They're not. Yeah.
people and demographics are different all over the world.
Yeah, because they're not insecure like we are now.
And
We are insecure.
I'm not insecure at all.
Do you not think? So since the terrorist attacks, do you not think everybody wants to ask what they're doing? GDPR, all this, that, and the
GDPR is just a general governance in relation to, the superseded Data Protection Act.
Yeah, but it's an extension of wanting to know, wanting to stop you from doing this, that, and the other, isn't it?
No, but it also protects the general public in relation to the data that local authorities or the government holds about yourself,
But
whether it's warranted or not. And that's what I could say, in relation to GDPR. Where do I stand in relation to the data that you hold about me now?
well, I'm not holding an office as we speak, so I'm just, as a member of public, I can take a
But I can
picture.
say I don't want you to be filming me.
You can say that.
And
So,
what
so
would you
the best thing you could do is walk away. I would have been gone by now from this building anyway. So what I'm saying is, if this lady wouldn't approach me, right, I would never have gone to her and started speaking to her, engaging with her.
No, but as part of our concierge, it's their duty to meet and greet people and ask if they can assist in any way,
Yeah.
That's what I
shape, or
did.
form.
And I just when you just said,
And
do you need any
get
help?
Personal with personal questions.
One personal question, and you went carrying on me. Serious. I asked you, what do you think? How is Wigan Council treating you? And that's a personal question.
It's nothing to do with you. I'm asking you.
If you asked me about my local council, I could say, do you know what? Used to be a great place, right? It's gone a bit downhill. I could tell you the reasons, but I don't. You know what I mean? If it's a personal
Yeah,
question,
you're asking a member of staff who's on duty how they would comment about Wigan Council.
so if she's all right to ask me a question, can I help you? I can ask one back, surely.
Not as to how does the employer treat you.
See what I mean? This
How does the
dictatorship.
employer treat you?
How you ask a question? Oh, you can't ask this. It's a bit personal. It's all Karen and Warren's, mate. Isn't it? Yeah. And you've been a top sport today. I'm going to leave you on that note because it's pointless, isn't it? What are we talking about, really?
Well, just generally your actions, or
Me
we
actions?
just wanted to ascertain.
I'm a free
why
man, buddy.
You are
I've
quite
never
right,
had a
you're
smile
free.
bigger on my face in my
I
life.
agree with you totally, mate, and I'm
Right.
exactly the same. But as you understand, as a duty of care to the public, when somebody's walking through the town centre flying a drone and won't answer questions to PCSOs, that sort of like raises a few alarm bells, that's all.
Right then. Do you know that I do not have to answer questions?
You do, that's quite right.
Right. So then, I would
No.
I would go off that standpoint. What a man
is
free
fine.
and legally can do.
And I would also say to it, when I'm approached by, a representative of GMP or an actual officer of GMP, if they ask me a question, I've got no qualms because I'm not hiding anything.
Yeah.
To say, yeah, I'm just doing this, and if
Yeah.
they said, could you please put it away? Yeah, okay, I'll put it away.
Yeah. And I've spoken to a lot of. I've been speaking to a lot of people. A lot of workers around here are absolutely livid with the councils. A lot of the self-employed guys. They're absolutely livid
Absolutely, and
with what they're going to do with them cameras. Have you heard? You know about the cameras, don't you?
Cameras.
The green.
oh yeah, I mean that's
It's up for review. This.
Yeah, totally, and I totally get that. I mean, it's going to affect a lot of people at the end of the day, but we can counsel.
No.
Say over
No.
that. That's-
But I'm just saying, I have these chats with local
No.
people.
And-
I'm not a tradesman myself, but I kind of fit in with them type of people. I can have a laugh, I can have a crack, and what have you. They're not insecure. You can be filming them, and they'd actually get in so many positions to have a good crack with you, and it won't bother them,
I'm more than happy to sit and have a chat with you, mate.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But like I say, you just got to bear in mind, like certain actions will spark certain triggers,
Yeah.
and just be mindful of that, and that's great.
Yeah. And there's a lot of us who don't want to go down that path of just conforming to
No, absolutely.
every question,
Sorry,
So,
but appreciate your time.
are we done?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, I'm happy. Like I say,
So,
you just gotta be
so
mindful
how do
when
I
you
get a
do-
copy of you following me on the cameras?
You can put in a request.
And I'm all right. Because honestly, they don't bother me. They'll
They're there for the public safety at the
yeah,
end of the day.
and they'll alleviate people from committing crime and stuff. They'll catch them. I'm all for it.
And it's
They
there
can
to
take my
support all the
images
partners. No,
as much
absolutely.
as they want.
All right.
Not a problem with it.
Just be mindful of when you're flying your drone through the town centre and stuff like that.
Well, if you know yourself, when you get the drone license and you do the tests, you've got to, this is the stuff that you test for, and you read through and everything else. So yeah, you wouldn't
No, absolutely.
you wouldn't
If
be
you do intend to film people with your like mobile cam, suggest you'd start wearing the relevant signage and announce to the people when you're approaching them that you're recording them.
No, well, the reason why I won't do that is because, see, I do a lot of cinematic photography, and basically it involves walking down the street with my gimbal and stuff.
Sure.
And it gets that many people in, because I don't have to ask the permission or anything like that. Then, if I put it, it'd be inviting people in, basically.
Sure.
And because I can only see it. It's not doing any harm by.
So where would we be able to view that footage if you was to put it online or anything else like that?
It could be, yeah, I'll have a look for it. It might be online, yeah.
And where would that be?
YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under any particular heading?
Yeah, I don't usually give the name, but yeah, a lot of times, depending how things go, complaints by thousands of people get made. Solicitors, all sorts of people, because we want to know if police, government people are doing the jobs right, yeah, and if people overstep their marks, like someone overstepped the mark with me last week, and there's a claim in, yeah.
Sure.
So basically, we like to see our freedoms being upheld. So I strongly suggest that if you don't want people filming in there or taking photography, got to be a sign to cut out the.
And there are proper processes and channels to go through if you want to come into a council building and start filming and recording.
It's a public place, though, isn't it?
It is a public place, but there's also the protection of the other people within the environment.
So what job centres have started doing now, right? They've put a board on each job centre, and it highlights all the things prohibited. Okay. What they don't want you to do whilst you're in there, although it's still a public place. But what their argument in regards to filming, say for instance, when you're walking past a desk, you might see the person who's having the interview, you might see his personal details.
Sure.
In a way, I can understand that because, but you wouldn't. I, as a photographer, I would never ever jeopardise. So say I've caught so much on camera, right? And I would blur it, block it, not even put it in. I caught a man, I could have lost his job big time. What I caught an NHS worker, right? I won't even mention what it was, but at the end of the day, his mistake was an honest mistake, but I caught it. At the end of the day, he'd have lost his job, but I'm careful, I'm not here to trick people in regards to, look, I've seen your computer screen. Great, you know what I'm saying? Because that's like in a way malicious photography. That do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
I want freedom to be able to walk about doing it, and people in a public place is fair game, like.
I know, absolutely, but I do strongly advise that you wear the relevant signage if you're going to be recording all the time, just so that people who are coming into your space know that they're being recorded, and then they have a choice whether they want to be in it or not.
Yeah, no, I won't do. I just stick to the law.
Because they, if they don't know it's being recorded, and you just put it online, like I say.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just I don't do that because I just stick to the law basically. But if the law required that, then perhaps,
Okay. But appreciate your time.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks for
Yeah,
the conversation.
all right, you take care, guys.
Cheers.
So, pointless conversation, but quite funny in one hand how the CCTV manager managed to track me down at the bloody council building. Doesn't have a full understanding of the law himself. Still wish to advise on what you should and shouldn't do. So nice enough guy, like, wasn't he? He was alright. He weren't a bad guy. But this is how the programme, you see, they get into these council positions, and that's how they're programmed to believe to be able to, deal with people. I think we want to get away from that, don't we? So I think we're going to almost end it at that, really. Or do we get the drone out for one more time? I don't know.